Good afternoon. How are you today? Well, I spent part of the day working on a new case, so that's taking care of my angst about those of us who are obsessing on what's going to happen Tuesday, although Tuesday may not be the end of it. It could be Wednesday, it could be Thursday, it could be Friday, it could go on. So I have thought that I would breathe in the air, walk among the trees, and try to establish some sort of sanity until the final results are known. I haven't quoted Kipling in a while. If you can hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools. Isn't that our election to the T? That we all know if Dems lose this election, putting aside what else they could have done, it will be because the public believed the lies the Republicans told. That's astonishing, to have so many reporters and commentators talking about what's true and untrue, and to have voters prefer to believe what's untrue. That's astonishing. The polls, and who's to say, but the polls basically are predicting a steep hill for Dems. And if all the predictions continue as they are, then the Dems will get 49 senators, and when the count is done in the House, they'll have 210 members of Congress who are Dems. Now, I'll put that in a framework. We know that it's 49 is just short of an exact 50-50 split in the Senate. And in the House, if we have 210 Democrats, 218 is the vote necessary to have a majority. So the Republicans will have 225 votes if all the polls hold in the pessimistic way that they're discussing them. But there are some obsessives who are more mathematically obsessive than I am that say there may be as much as a 5.4 error in the Senate races and a 6.3 error in the House races. And so one of two things could happen. If the swing went to the Republicans, they would do much better than people thought. If the swing went to the Democrats, we'd pick up a couple of seats in the House and a couple of seats in the Senate, and we might actually find ourselves in control. So one can worry, one can obsess, but one can't know. I have gone through this nail-biting in my own election and on behalf of others and so forth, and seen amazing things honestly happen on the day of election. There's one state Senate campaign I was a campaign manager for, marvelous candidate, and on the day of the election we had somebody we had paid to dump something all over the district that we thought would help get us those few extra votes. And there were only a few votes that separated us as we lost, and the person took the money and never submitted the material throughout the district. So that's just one state Senate race in one state out of the United States. And I know there are people that are spending their time predicting what's going to happen based on what happened before and what's happened now. I don't think we can go by what's happened before. For instance, in this congressional district that I'm in, the Governor Youngkin, who is an evil man, he came within 2 points of beating the Democratic candidate for governor. So the question is, are those 2 points the division that the incumbent, the Democrat, Wexton, has to worry about? Or was that peculiar to him? I think it was peculiar to him, and I'm hoping she's going to beat the candidate who's running against her, who's a right-wing nut, former military who runs around in uniforms and so forth, and speaks ill of public schools and goes on and on, the usual framework. So In this district, I'm sure they have a poll, but how accurate is it because of the fluctuation of the get out the vote? It still remains true that a rainstorm makes a difference. And then the other thing we have going for us, for those who want to chew on something in their mind, is, including myself, is there have been a lot of people voting early and by absentee. I voted absentee. My wife Holly voted absentee. We chose a Democratic line, and we're not alone. There may or may not be some harassment on election day. I'm not sure that makes a difference in the vote, because I think people are going to be pressed to do what they can. So all of this is to say, how do you keep peace with yourself until the returns are in, and not get angry and take a hammer to your TV set or whatever device you use to know what's going on, as we're waiting to see what's going on. So I'm going to enjoy my walk on this Sunday in the Cathedral of Trees, because that's all there is to do. And may you do the same. But do encourage any person you can to vote on Election Day. All the best. Bye-bye.